welcome to Body Bag. Very evil show. Just like this movie, Daddy's a little girl. I wonder how small she was. Very sad movie, but very revengeful movie. Very nice, very evil. Welcome to Body Bags. I'm your Friday reviewer, Chris from Chris B Movies, and I think you know my name is Chris. And I think you know I love B movies. So this week is He Said, She Said. So you pick an old review and review basically that same movie that someone from the past reviewed, which I picked Daddy's Little Girl from 2012, directed by Chris Sun. And from week 103, the Horror File did review this one first. And he did a really decent job of not spoiling anything. He thought that maybe there were some other films that were a little bit better. But he said, it was a pretty decent watch. So like I said, Horror File has a really nice setup. He has this thing that says cocktail in the back and has a picture of Bob Marley in the back. Really cool, and definitely check out his review because he was very insightful about this film. Do I agree with everything he said? I agree with a lot of the things he said, but not everything. I had a different take on the film, which, as we're all humans, that's what we do. One might like it better than the other, and that's just the scheme of things, right? Come on. Some people love Saw, some people hate Saw. I love it. Amongst other films, I'm sure there's people that hate Citizen Kane out there. So, like I said, this is a movie from Chris Sun called Daddy's Little Girl. Opening montage was absolutely beautiful, as it shows pictures of Derek and Stacy loving each other, and then she's pregnant, and then you see pictures of the little girl who kind of looks like Heather O'Rourke from Poltergeist. She is absolutely beautiful. I'm also going to say it's an Australian film. But that shouldn't turn people off. Obviously it's just accents, man. What's wrong with that? There's a lot of great Australian films out there, I must say. So the montage is really beautiful. But then you come to find out that Derek and Stacy kind of got a divorce. Things are just not going well, and Stacy doesn't want him to have a lot of visiting with the kid, Georgia. She wants full custody. And it's kind of like this struggle here where Derek loves his daughter and wants to see her. And I think that Georgia is a lot safer with Derek than she is with Stacy. Only because there's certain things about the house that she lives in that they're unsafe for kids. That Derek brings out because she has this window that's broken and anybody can just open it and get in. And Derek's like, look, I need to fix this window, or you got to find someone to fix this window because it's not safe. And basically the window leads right into where Georgia stays, in the daughter's room. So think about this as the movie progresses. Now, Derek owns kind of like a surf shop where he basically makes surfboards with his brother Tommy, who's all about party, excellent. He's like the total surfer dude. Looks very young to have the big house that he has with this beautiful pool and everything. And then there's Colin, who's like best friend, basically uncle to Georgia, best friends, like family member, so good friends, your family, right? And we all have friends like that. Played by Sean Gannon, and I think he did a really decent job in this. But anyway, everybody's crazy about Georgia. Everybody loves Georgia. She's so cute. She's a good kid. And what happened to her just was not cool. So basically, she stays, after spending time with her father, and of course Tommy, because Tommy, loves Georgia. He brings her back to Stacy, and again, more discussion about this window, which I kind of knew what was going to happen once they started arguing about the window. I'm like, okay. So Stacy brings Georgia to bed, and Georgia's like, I love you, Mommy. And when she wakes up to wake up Georgia, Georgia is gone. Now, she don't know where she is. She's going ballistic. She's calling the cops. She called Derek, and Derek's running down there, and he calls Tommy and Colin, and they're all running down there. There's a big police investigation on what happened to her. She went missing. Everybody's going frantic. Derek, played by Michael Thompson, the expressions on his face were just, bone-crushing and heart-stopping. I love the expressions on his face. And then, out of nowhere, when people are doing searches, trying to find her, Stacy gets a call saying, "Oh, we found her," and then she just gets so excited she hangs up. She's like, "Oh my God, we found her! We found her! We found her!" She tells Derek. They all go down to the beach, and of course, things are not so great. Yeah, they find Georgia, but not in the way they were hoping they would find her. There's a lot of despair. Obviously, when parents lose a kid, parents should never have to bury a kid. There's a lot of despair, and with the whole family, even Colin and Tommy. Derek is devastated to the point where he sees Georgia, even though she is no longer here. He sees her and he hears her, and he's becoming mentally unattached. He just kind of lays there, doesn't work. Sees a therapist, but just can't get out of his head what happened. And as the cops are still trying to find out what exactly happened, who was the perpetrator of this awful, awful incident, he does his own investigating. And like Dexter, he basically finds out what happened before the cops. Finds the person, and then really bad things happen, like torture to the nth degree. Wow. Yeah. I'm not going to ruin anything else for you. This is one you have to see. And I'm not going to tell you who was the perpetrator of such an atrocious act. But when you find out, it's not good. I didn't like it. Ugh. I didn't like when they finally found out who did it. I'm like, no! I like this character. No! And honestly, he never really seemed like he could hurt a fly. But, looks can be deceiving. But I wasn't happy when they found out who the perpetrator was, because I kind of liked the guy going in. And it's like, no, why couldn't it be someone else? And when he was getting tortured, it was just like, why'd it have to be him, But like I said, looks can be deceiving, and anybody that you have met, that you work with, maybe a family member, could do acts like this, and you don't really know. So, yeah. It's a pretty brutal film towards the end. I'm going to give my take on this film. This film was really riveting all the way through. Then you find out who it was, and it was a bit disappointing. And then the torture scenes, although any one of us, if we lost a daughter in that fashion, would try to find the perpetrator and do the same thing, kind of wasn't the character I wanted it to be, because this character was really likable. With that being said, anybody who does that, hey, got what he deserved. Derek just showed no mercy. And I'll just say that. I'm not going to give in detail exactly what he did, but yeah. The acting was okay in this one. I thought Sean Gannon did a good job. I thought Michael Thompson did a phenomenal job. And Billy Baker played Georgia. She was wonderful, and she was so adorable. And they had to pick the most adorable girl to have an heinous act upon. Heather O'Rourke, if she was Australian. That cute. She was so adorable. So, that is, well, that's something that's like, because I kind of knew it was going to happen. And then when you meet the little girl, I'm like, no. She was just so overly adorable. And I think that was the key, to find the most adorable little girl in the world and just have something bad happen to her, and then revenge. I don't own a copy of Daddy's Little Girl, but it's one I've heard about for a very, very long time. So I found it online, and I decided to watch this one, because it's one I've been wanting to see for a very, very, very long time. I'm glad I did. But once you find out what happened, it would grow stale on a second watch, I would think, or a third watch. And that's something I agreed with Horrorfile. He bought the movie, and then he watched it online before the movie came in, and he's like, ugh. I bought the movie, but I don't think I'm ever going to watch it again. It's a movie you can see once through, and once you've seen it, it's like, they try to throw the person you least expect thing at you, and all that stuff. No, the butler did not do it, okay? So it's not Clue here. But, it's a good watch, and I would say, give it a first watch. Give it a watch. And then let me know if you'd watch it again. Or if you've seen it before, just let me know down there. Let me know what you thought of this film and the acting and everything. And if, like I said before, if you'd watch it again. It's not one for repeat viewings, but it was a really decent film, and you kind of get sucked into the characters of the film and kind of get to know them a little well. So it did a really good character development and building in this film, I thought. But anyway, yeah, check out Daddy's Little Girl. I'm gonna put this one in the cheeseometer from 10 being the best cheese to 1 being the worst cheese. I give it a solid 7. It was passable. But as far as a rewatch, once you find out what happened in the film, it's like, okay, we know. Where other films like Usual Suspects, you could watch over and over and over again, or Fight Club, you could watch over and over and over again. It just is that type of film where you can just get engaged all over again. With Daddy's Little Girl, not so much. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and check out week 103, the Horror File review on Daddy's Little Girl. Like I said, he did a really great job reviewing the film, and like I said, he agrees with me on the fact that, he would only watch it once. It's kind of one of those deals. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to BodyBags and Crispy Movies if you like if you like, comment below if you've seen the movie, or if you haven't. And if this recommendation kind of helps you want to see this film, you can watch it online on Tubi. That's where I saw it, Tubi. Or not Tubi, that is the question. And check out all the other reviewers. They all got some great He Said, She Said's coming. Oh yeah, 2 heavy hitters coming Saturday and Sunday, so check them out. But don't forget to watch those late night horror movies. Read up on your latest Fright Max. Don't forget to tune into another episode of the show we call Body Bags, or I will get evil.